News, broadcast from our secret facility near the toxic waste dump in Bethel Township. Join us for the new Nose for News. It's Rotary News Tonight, featuring your action reporting team of Donnie Dupa and Skit Buffington.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Hi, Skit. Hi there. Donnie Dupa. Just Donnie. Good. Well, this is the news. This is the fast news, and this is the short report in honor of Pat Albright and Terry Wilbur. The short report. Go ahead, Donnie.
Starting off the short report, Bronson attorney accidentally sues himself.
The Sherwood Rotary Club searches for Civil War planes.
Got a tough crowd tonight.
Usually a little looser. The fast news is off to a slow start, as we say in the biz.
Sheriff's Department car disappears after being camouflaged.
Now that's a good one. City Council meeting on open meetings is a closed meeting.
Federal agents raid gun shop, find weapons.
Statistics show that teen pregnancy rates lower after age 20.
Coldwater city officials say they're unsure why the sewer smells.
Brunson man struck by lightning faces battery charge.
Safety committee says school bus passengers should be belted.
And the cold front is linked to temperatures, according to the weather service.
Well, in other news, gorilla escaped Binder Park Zoo today. He's considered dangerous. He's carrying a knife. Authorities say do not approach without a banana.
You're glad this is the last night? In the field of science and ecology, a Kinderhook man has gone on a diet of strictly DDT chemicals only, just to prove that it's harmless. It seems he's doing fine, although his front wings and his rear legs don't flap in unison.
Well, Donnie, it happened again. There was a stick-up at the local bar, the pub. The bandits made the customers strip and lay on the floor. The robbery wasn't reported for 3 days.
Well, Biff, according to Chuck Carburetor, a spokesman at the company headquarters in Dearborn, Michigan, retailer Rock Auto Parts will be opening a new auto parts store in Coldwater next month. This will be the 28th auto parts store in Coldwater. What some consider to be an overcrowded market. Ferd Burfel, owner of Ferd's One-Stop Liquor Store, in a Daily Reporter interview said, "Hey, enough is enough. How many stinking auto parts stores do we need in this town?" There's a liquor store over there. Ferd Burfel.
Should have stopped at the auto parts.
Should have stopped at, let's see, Brunson Attorney Susie. Okay.
Well, the Coldwater Tennis Club became infuriated at last night's city council meeting when city manager Jeff Budd announced the new tennis courts would be constructed by the same contractor that headed up the 3-year Pearl Street fiasco. The group immediately started lobbing tennis balls at Bud and chanting, "This Bud's not for you." Coldwater police arrested the tennis club and noted it was the first time in the city's history a tennis club was arrested for making a racket.
How come the one that gets the best laugh gets the loudest groan? All right, Biff. Well, a new liquor store is coming to Coldwater, according to Bud Miller, president of the Michigan Department of Beer, Wine, and Packaged Liquor Association. When asked about the need for another liquor store in Coldwater, the spokesman for the group said, "Well, we try to maintain a ratio of 1 liquor store for every 3 auto parts stores." He went on to comment that based on the current ratio, probably a couple of more liquor stores would be opening in the next year.
Local Aquatic Center Director Buzz Sharpley explained to Coldwater Police that a member of his pool staff accidentally sounded the code brown alert. After mistaking Babe Ruth's candy bar as a toxic foreign object in the family pool area. Sharpley confirmed the mistake to local police by taking a bite out of the object and declaring it indeed was a candy bar.
Well, the emergency medical responders were called to the CVS pharmacy in Coldwater earlier this morning when an unidentified woman got entangled in 23 feet of CVS cash register receipts and special offers. She tripped and fell in the cosmetics aisle after retrieving her prescription. Her injuries were reported as minor, and as a gesture to ease her pain and her embarrassment, the store manager gave her an additional 32 feet of cash register.
Controversy continues to surround the future of the former Gillespie Funeral Home on Marshall Street as Southern Michigan Bank Corp seeks to demolish the structure for an undisclosed future use. The Historic Society has moved to prevent... This is the one that gets me. The Historic Society has moved to prevent the building's demise and asked the bank to consider turning the building into a local historic artifacts museum, like for antique auto parts. Killing them auto parts tonight.
Some sad news from Senior Vice President of Produce at the Coldwater Myers store was reported today. It seems that one of their customers, Frida Fortunatus, choked while sampling one of the extremely large strawberries grown locally at the Mastery and Arty farm operation. Produce employees were unable to dislodge the berry with normal Heimlich maneuvers. The berries, known as Godzilla berries, have been a popular addition to the store's offerings. In a related story, medical examiner Dr. Fritz Sternum said that Mrs. Fortunatus, who lives on Fillmore Road, near the Master and Arty farm operation, was also suffering from what was believed to be a fatal case of high gamma ray poisoning from exposure to glowing lights.
Well, officials from the Zoning Board of Appeals for a third time denied permission for Tibbetts Opera House to erect a lighted digital sign on the small yard to the immediate south of the historic Opera House, stating the modern sign would not be in keeping with the historic architecture of the building. Citing the new addition to the south side of the facility, an Opera House spokesman said, "You mean like that?"
You know,
Just never
I'm
did
going to do
that.
City Manager Jeff Budd pled not guilty in Branch County Court Wednesday morning to a charge brought against him by Coldwater Noon Rotary President Tom Kramer, accusing him of, quote, creating an intentional nuisance. The charges stem from the tearing up of the south end of the Tibbetts parking lot and the failure to complete the repairs prior to this year's annual Rotary Show. Honorary Club Secretary Craig Sebald said the loss of revenue from people unable to park was impossible to estimate and would be a devastating loss to the club's annual revenues. In a similar action last fall, Bud was barely acquitted of similar charges filed by the United States Postal Service for closing streets and shutting down mail delivery in Coldwater for 2.5 months.
Well, local residents have recently been visiting the remodeled West Side Shell, now a Johnny's gas station and salad bar. The success of the operation has inspired some other unusual combinations of retail operations. Arnold's Auto Parts and wine testing, Jeannie's Diner and septic tank service, Mascheroni's Greenhouse, tomatoes and medical marijuana, Northwoods Coffee and Rapid Oil Change. This one's going to be a good, you're going to like this one. Putnam's Funeral Home and Chuck E. Cheese.
According to a county courthouse insider, it's a strange case of man bites dog. That's an anonymous opinion following the report of an accident near Brunson involving a Branch County courthouse van carrying 7 county commissioners to a tri-county government meeting in Sturgis. It seems the front end of the van was clipped by an oncoming county snowplow, traveling at a high rate of speed, spinning the van into the ditch and taking out several mailboxes in the process. The sheriff's department was notified, but was unable to respond as there was only one road patrol car in service. And that deputy was involved in an underwater deer rescue at Randall Lake. After repeated calls by the commissioners, an automatic voice machine at the department urged the commissioners to take immediate shelter and notify State Representative Mike Nye.
Well, as you know, the annual Rotary show is almost a wrap, and I hope this skit is too. Our fellow brothers always support us. The show features local talent and shenanigans as usual. This year's show featured another performance by Saul and the Fall Downs. Saul and the Off Keys. Rumor has it Mayor Kramer's ego has finally been satisfied as he portrays himself in a skit. This will be the first show in several years that will not feature local artist Curtis Cover, who's in attendance, although in the cheap seats tonight.
And then finally, our last news article for the night. A local church, oh, I just found some more. A local church which wishes to remain anonymous reported an unusual and supernatural event this past Sunday. During the Sunday morning services, a cloud of black smoke suddenly exploded in the middle aisle, and the devil, complete with horns and pitchfork, emerged and began screaming insults at the church members. The panic-stricken congregation rushed for the exits, all except for one man, co-water Rotarian and show director Brian Sexton. The devil peered at him and said, "Do you know who I am?" And Brian said, "Yes, I know exactly who you are." And he said, "Well, aren't you afraid?" And he said, "Why would I be afraid? I've been married to your sister for 37 years.